Hello and welcome to Freestyle Battle Series. Here we are at our final stop of our tournament to crown our first Division 1 and Division 2 champions at the Orlando, Florida ROR MJL World Finals 3 Stadium. Our drivers here at FBS have all proved themselves as they have gotten this far into the bracket, and all that's left is to make it into the semifinals and finals to be able to take that spot at the top and prove their dominance over their peers. It's only a matter of time before we learn the names of our drivers who will make history here tonight in Freestyle Battle Series. Our drivers and our officials are ready to go, and we only need you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this final installment of the Freestyle Battle Series Championship Tournament.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the finals for the FBS Freestyle Battle Series Championship. And here we can see Dominic Hokut going at it in Predator to start off the night with a nice sky wheelie, bouncing down and going up over the launch ramp. He's kind of just crawling over, same kind of cautious maneuvers we saw from him back in SSRS East Rutherford. And here he goes with some nice air off the racing ramp, and then going off for a nice little combo too, coming down the back end. Oh, he's tumbling forward though, and a nice forward somersault. I'm not sure if that was luck or if that was on purpose, but I do think that braking was a bit deliberate. He's reversing over the fountain now, getting a little overzealous as he rolls it again, throwing it into a wheelie. And can he roll it one more time? Yes, he can, spinning it into a rotating stoppie. And this guy has already been giving us something to think about to open the night. An incredible freestyle out here on this track so far from Dominic Hokut in Predator, as he goes for another sky wheelie in true Alan Pizzo fashion, just busting out these wheelies in every flavor possible. And here he comes for a backflip, gets a little bit of under rotation, bounces it onto the front right tire, but is able to keep it going with that rebound as he goes for some more air nose diving into it, and then coming around that bend, lining up for a donut here too, just keeping the momentum going. I haven't really seen him slowing down at all too. This is a wonderful opening run from Dominic Hokut. Big contrast from East Rutherford. With 30 seconds left on the clock, he goes for some more. At the other end of the arena, he's getting a jump over the fountain, clearing it with those rear wheels, actually, just bouncing on the down ramp. And oh, he has some trouble here. He tucks it into a weird way, and he's given an RII right on the top of that tabletop. But a nice opening freestyle for Alan Pizzo, not Alan Pizzo, Dominic Hokut in Predator. Such a nice freestyle. I forgot who I was actually looking at there. So we have an 8 from the first judge, 7.5, and an 8 from Brad Kerlin, 22.5. With the extra time, it's going to be a 33 total. I think I might have my math wrong here. A 33 total, indeed, for Dominic Hokut in Predator. Here we are again with Ewan Ford getting ready to follow up to Dominic Hokut's freestyle. Let's see what answer he has for him as we advance into the next part of the semifinals for Division 2's championship. And Ewan Ford, he's coming around to try to get some better leverage for his first hit. Seems like he's coming around trying to get some air off of the racing ramp, and he gets some nice air to start off the run. Clock is running for Ewan Ford as he combos that up, coming over the, let's call it the fountain. The fountain ramps on two wheels as he whips it around. That's some nice technicality. Into another sky wheelie, getting the back end of the racing ramp into another sky wheelie, bouncing on the tailgate and the tires as he comes down and he drifts around trying to get some air off of the launch ramp, cross-threading, landing in the middle of the floor, and then again comboing that up nicely into the back end of that fountain ramp. Coming around, getting some momentum to get some nice air, just soaring across the tabletop. Drifting that around again, going after that car stack. Going for some more air, again landing in the center of the ring. Or not the ring, the arena. Getting some more hops over the fountain. Tries for a backflip. Oh, the tailgate gives him some trouble. bouncing on it. He throws it in reverse, and he is good to go. 1 minute in, a little bit of a risky maneuver there for Ewan Ford. As he goes for some more air, the rear bounces a little bit, buckling him towards the front as he combos that up into a nice little wheelie as he gets that out of the dip onto two wheels now, into a little bit of trouble, but he's able to keep it under control, hitting the brakes, lining it up to get another hit in reverse. With 30 seconds left, a nice little reverse jump. Add some flair to the run from Ewan Ford. Taking the odd end off of that racing ramp. That's going to be trouble, though, as he lands on the tires and is given an RII, tumbling hard against that tailgate, specifically as he rolls over. Not too long after the 30-second timer was given, 20 seconds left on the clock, the scores will be coming in. We have a 7.5, a 7.5, and a 7.5. 3 7.5s across the board, and I believe the total score, including time, will be 31 total for Ewan Ford. So he's about 2 points behind Dominic Hokut, and we'll see what he has to say to that. Here we are again, ready to see Ewan Ford's follow-up. He is still in the running to be able to take the lead against Dominic Hokut. He's going to want to put something impressive out here, though, and honestly just good enough to be able to secure a possible lead and getting some nice air off the backside of the launch ramp near the racing lanes as he comes around again, gets some more odd jumps off of the side of the car stack, jumping over the fountain, kind of crawling over the same way Dominic Hokut started his own freestyle. Some more nice air, keeping some good control mid-air, pitching the truck wherever he needs it to be, getting onto the side of the racing ramp's car stacks. Comes around again, gets some more air off the actual racing ramp itself now, and he's moving in to get a nice combo off of the dirt mound on the fountain ramps. Turning around, he gets a little bit of a sky wheelie. Ooh, a nice slap wheelie potential. Throws that out there really quick, getting some more air off the backside of the big ramp. Buckles a little bit. The chassis bouncing off of that ramp, but he stays in it. Ewan Ford, he's been in competition for a while now, and this is going to be something that would define his career, to be able to lead the Division II bracket as the champion. He's going to want to take this home tonight against Dominic so that he can have a chance in the finals. And he goes for a nice slap wheelie, though, tumbling onto the rear tailgate. Can he save it? It's given an RII. Can he save it, though? Is it going to stay in one piece? Lots of tumbling on the tires. I would attribute most of that to bouncing. The worst I saw was just a scrape on the tailgate, and the officials tell him he has one more hard hit before he's going to have to call it quits. So next hit starts the clock again, and he goes for some more air, cross-threading it, and moving into the last 30 seconds, a nice sky wheelie, riding that down, a buttery down ramp, coming on towards the launch ramp, getting another huge big air moment. Can he save it? Can he save it? He's right on the tires. Another RII. And that is going to be it for Ewan Ford with 15 seconds left. Now it's only a matter of seeing what the judges have to say to that. We see an 8, and a final score of 8 for a total opening score of 24 points. With 15 seconds left on the clock, I can expect that to be about a 32.5. No, I was mistaken. It's a 33 total. So 20 seconds seems to be about the threshold to be able to get an extra 9 points. Alrighty, here we are again with Dominic Hokut getting ready to answer to Ewan Ford, getting a score of 33. So he's sitting on a total of 64 points to hang on to that lead. Dominic Hokut opening with a nice little combination of technical moves. Pretty good to see him start out with that. Getting onto the odd end of the ramps, he bounces forward on the front into a little bit of a bouncing stoppie. Uh-oh, having some trouble there, though. Can he keep it under control? Another tumble forward. He seems to have perfected that move, and I'm not sure if it's just dumb luck from the way the chassis is built, or if he's actually found a way to keep that under control and he can make that happen on command. He clears that jump, by the way. Really nice maneuver from Dominic Hokut. coming in now. He's hitting the back end of the dirt mound on the side of the fountain ramp, riding a wheelie off of it, and then going for the backflip. We didn't really see Ewan Ford put out many of these, and he throws them into a nice quick little moonwalk that he combos beautifully into a jump over that ramp. Back and forth, 1 minute for Dominic Hocutt. He's whipping it around. Momentum is suffering a little bit, though. It seems that he's a little bit lost out there as he comes in and he gets another nice wheelie off of it, riding it towards the racing ramp, comboing it again into another wheelie, bending it right onto the front right tire, and he's in motion. He's coming around. He's going to go for the launch ramp. Doesn't get insane air, but he gets some nice clearance over the crush cars, over the fountain, back into that same corner, whipping it into some donuts with 30 seconds left. A little bit less than 30 seconds left. He goes over the fountain again. He's got to do something big here if he really wants to secure that win, but the least he can do is try to fill the clock. 31 points. He would want to match 31 points to be able to get the lead over Ewan Ford as he gets some nice air clearing over the crush cars, and that is time. It all comes down to what the judges have to say, but I feel like that might actually take it from Ewan Ford. So we'll see the scores that are coming in. It's an 8, a score of 8, and a score of 8 to be able to give Dominic Hocutt the lead over Ewan Ford with a total score of 34 points. An advantage of, I believe, 3 points over Ewan Ford's total of 64. Your winner of the night is going to be Dominic Hocutt in Predator as he advances on to the finals of the Division 1 bracket. Alrighty, folks, here we are again with another round, another matchup. We have Jackson versus Devin. Jackson getting started in Nightwalker, going for some big air off of the launch ramp, landing nicely square in the center of that tabletop. And he comes around to start his momentum, coming over that racing ramp, and then getting a nice little jump over the fountain. He's whipping it around now. Gonna go for some air off of the right side of the fountain dirt mound. Then following it up, excuse me, with a nice little wheelie riding that across the racing tabletop. Cross-threading off the side of the car stack, comboing that up into a little hop over the left side now of the fountain. He's turning it around, narrowly avoiding the walls as he goes to the launch ramp across, cross-threading, and downside with the right tires down the launch ramp in the middle. Going for some more nice combo, going over the fountain. Again, turns it around, gonna keep chasing with some action. He's a minute in, a little bit under a minute in. Some great air. I love the way this truck soars in midair. As he comes around, going for some more. Bit of a horizontal airborne momentum. Sky wheeling. 30 seconds left. He's going for it. He's got to make it work for himself. Goes for the backward into a moonwalk. Quick little moonwalk. Flicking the wheels into one direction as the truck pitches. Going over the ramps again. As he then barrel rolls the truck. Nice. And comes for some more action. Oh! Tries to go for what looks like to be a slam flip there, but he recovers in midair. Good control over the truck for Jackson Nazaros. And then he finishes filling the clock with some nice air off of that ramp, putting it onto two wheels and stuffing it into the backflip ramp. Great opening run for this round from Jackson Nazaros, with scores coming in of an 8, an 8, and an 8 for a total score, including the filled time, of 34 for Jackson Nazaros in Nightwalker.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Freestyle Battle Series. We have Devin here in Axe, getting ready for his freestyle run as he has the go. Here he comes to look for his first hit, as he has the sexy looking paint job on Axe. Ooh. But turning around, looking for his first hit in his freestyle run. Looks like he's circling around, giving the fans what they want, a picture of that beautiful body before it's destroyed. As he has first hit off the fountain ramp, as he's going for the triple, but kind of, oh, is he going over already? He is, and he's, no! And that's was a disappointing run from Devin and Axe. I don't think even we did not fill 30 seconds. Here's the scores. We have a 1, a 1.5, and a 2. I believe that's going to be, a 6. A disappointing run and score for Devin and Axe.
Alrighty, folks, we are back, and we can see Devin getting ready to go for it again. After a little bit of a rough patch, he's coming around. He wants to start a little bit bigger than he did before. He parks it right on top of that tabletop of the big ramp. He's getting the fans hyped up. He's going to do something here for you guys. He's going to go big or go home. Or if he goes home, at least he went big. And here we go. Some nice air landing right at the foot of the fountain ramp. Coming around, turning it to the right. Gonna come for the dirt mound, getting some more air. Gonna combo that up into a nice little hop over the car stack. Getting skewed towards the left as he comes around. Bumps that rear left tire into the wall just fine though. No problems there as he soars across the tabletop, just narrowly clipping the rear tires on the ramp. Onto two wheels now though, a little bit of trouble stuffing it into backflip ramp. And throwing it into a reverse donut. Look at that nice recovery of momentum using some flair to stay in control. Devin is really putting it out here, trying to make a big contrast from what went wrong last time. If he does well enough here, he can just only hope that Jackson Mazzaros has a hard time with his second run. With a minute left, let's see what he can do for us as he combos it nicely into a nose dive, rolling it into a moonwalk. A little bit of trouble here. Rotates it. Can he save it? No way! And that is an RII. He is over on his lid with 51 seconds left. That is some tough luck. Only a high enough score can match him next to Jackson. A 6, a 5, and a 6.5. A divided judging team here with a 23.5 total score. Okay, so 23.5 from this run and a 29.5 overall. That puts him behind Jackson Mazzaros, which does unfortunately mean that Jackson Mazzaros has secured the win. He just has to go out there and put on a show. Here we are, folks. We are in the finals, skipping straight to the point as Jackson decides to go first up against Dominic Hoka in Nightwalker. Jackson is in Nightwalker, and he gets some nice air over that fountain, pumping it up into a nice, sharp sky wheelie, putting it onto two wheels as he drifts through it. And he goes for some more air off of the racing ramp, holding a sky wheelie. Nice positioning there. Cruising over the tabletop, he whips it around, chasing over the fountain, keeping the momentum going for some more air off of the back end of the racing ramp. Jackson Mazzaros has been wanting to have a moment like this for a while, and here he has the opportunity to finally take the moment to reality as he drifts around, and he's going to put it onto two wheels. You can see that deliberation from Jackson Mazzaros as he hunted down that opportunity. Rides it out nicely, filling a minute worth of the clock, and he does that minute with a huge jump, bouncing right over onto the fountain, and then just cruising over it. Going for the jammer now, too, getting some more nice air, nice suspension setup on this truck, too. I'm not sure if he's refined it at all, but this definitely seems to be working for him much, much better. I think that's how he had a little bit of trouble before. And oh, he has some trouble here. He tumbles it over end over end. Can he save it? No, that rear tire tucks him into the roll. And he's going to be on his lid with 35 seconds left on the clock. Now we just have to see what the judges have to say. As the scores come in, we're looking at a 7.5 and a 7.5, starting him out with a score of 22 before time. After time, the total score looks like it's going to come out to be a 29.5. for Jackson Mazzaro starting out his battle against Devin. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we have Dominic Hoka getting ready to go up against Jackson Mazzaros, making his claim to the title. As it begins, he tumbles it forward, riding a nice wheelie over the crush cars. Great control over this truck. Predator has been able to put on quite a show for us in this tournament as he goes for some more air, cruising over the fountain. And he just keeps that momentum going, whipping it into a donut, bumping into that wall, kind of hurting his momentum. That's the one thing about Dominic Hoka. His momentum can easily be dampened, but he's quick to regain it as he rides out another wheelie, revisiting those car stacks. He whips it around, and he's going to try to get some air off the car stack again, just going back and forth over it. Not too much variety in terms of how much of the floor he's covering. I'm not sure if that'll be working out in his favor with the judges, but here he goes, a minute in, and he's been having a bit of a rough start. He's been able to stay on the ball, but he's just not really showing an explosive run like he was before. As he tries to throw it into a little bit of a moonwalk as well. Here you go, there it is. Uh-oh, but he rolls forward, and he's back on all four wheels. This chassis, I tell you, is something else. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. Perhaps that could be the claim to fame for it. As Dominic Hoka has 30 seconds left on the clock, he's going to go for some air off the back end of the fountain pod. Going for another sky wheelie, trying to ride that wheelie out, bouncing across it. And he's throwing it into reverse. This might be his last move. I don't know how much time he really has left. Just riding that nicely into a moonwalk, downsiding, and that's time for Dominic Hoka and Predator. A little bit of a lackluster run, but he fills the time regardless, and that could be his shot to jump into the lead considerably. With a 7.5, a 7.5, and a 7.5, that's going to be a beginning score of a 22.5. Filling the clock, he starts out with 32.5. Dominic Hoka has the lead currently against Jackson Mazzaros. Alrighty, folks, here we are again. Dominic Hoka is going to follow up with his second run. This is going to be the one that can determine whether or not he can really hang on to a significant lead over Jackson Mazzaros. As he starts off that launch ramp, combos it up into another sky wheelie. It is a nasty bounce there. Oh my! Another tumble forward, a little bit rougher though. RII back on all four wheels. Seeing a lot of bounce off the tires again. That might just be my catchphrase, but the warning is in. One more hard hit, and it's going to be it for Dominic Hoka. Already on thin ice. What a way to continue his final run in this tournament. As he buckles it again, and oh my, a miracle maneuver, a Hail Mary. He just rolls the truck over into a quick little barrel roll. Acrobatic almost. And he whips it around, getting some air off of the dirt mound on the fountain pod, coming back on the back side of the left side racing lane. Well, left side if you look at it from there. After some donuts, goes for some more air off the launch ramp, rolling it forward again. Not necessarily a hard hit, just rolling it like he just does at this point. That's kind of the signature move. Dominic Hoka has found his momentum here a little bit. That can definitely appeal to the judges. And uh-oh, he's rolling it forward. He's rolling it forward. Can he save it? Can he save it? RII. And that is going to be it. This is risky territory for Dominic Hoka with 52 seconds left. He had an impressive run. Had he been able to fill the clock, he would have shown us more. The scores are going to be definitely rougher than usual. It's going to be a 5.5, a 6, and a 6. 23.5 factoring in the time. And we're going to be seeing a total score of 56 overall. Definitely keeping Jackson Mazzaros within victory range. Jackson Mazzaros just has to basically get a full freestyle in with enough wow moments to kind of take home this win. Alrighty, here it is, the final freestyle of the night for this Division 2 tournament, the championship is at stake. Jackson Mazzaros begins his run going over the fountain. He has to make this work, or else he's going to give it away to Dominic Kokut. Jackson Mazzaros can almost taste it. He's ramping it up. He's going for some nice air across the racing ramp, tumbling that up into a nice jackknife wheelie, coming up on that jammer. Going for some air off the dirt mound, riding it around, and following it up into the launch ramp onto the far side of the arena, or the stadium, revisiting that racing ramp, cross-threading it into the center of the arena, and he whips it around again to chase after that next hit on the pod ramp, again on the side ramp, and he's got a minute left. Pretty momentum, pretty nice moves. Going for some air here. It doesn't quite clear it, but he stays in control. Good reflexes from Jackson Mazzaros as he flips those rear wheels against the racing, not the racing ramp, the car stack. And he gets a nice backflip in too. Bringing it in now. He's starting to gather his control. He puts it into a sky wheelie. And this is an incredible maneuver from Jackson Mazzaros. Oh my God. An RII, 35 seconds left on the clock with a big move. So as the scores come in, we're seeing a 6.5, a 7, and a 7, a 20.5, and then with the time, a total score of 28. That might be it. It's a 57.5 overall up against a 56 overall. Your Division 1 champion is Jackson Mazzaros, and Nightwalker putting out a desperate struggle of a freestyle and taking home the first ever championship for his division, making history here tonight at the Rigs of Rods Monster Jam World Finals 3 venue. Congratulations to Damo for being the runner-up and putting on an amazing fight. And congratulations again to Jackson Mazzaros for putting himself out there and taking risks. It finally paid off for him. It was a long journey and it ends here. The moment of truth, Division 1. This is what some of you have been waiting for. After seeing Jackson Mazzaros take home the championship for Division 2, we are starting to see the big boys come out to play as Tyler May starts out his freestyle in Avenger, starting with some nice air off the launch ramp. Got to be excited to be out here. Tyler May, he has been a veteran of the league on Rigs of Rods for a considerable amount of time, and he's out here wanting to really prove himself in this special FBS Freestyle Battle Series tournament. He's been getting some pretty good momentum in so far, drifting around the track, getting some good coverage with some cross threads. Some of you may notice a difference in terms of just freestyle styles between Division 1 and Division 2. And while Division 2 is more experimental, Division 1 acts a little bit more traditional with the, let's say, experience, but more so confidence in all these established styles. Though both can be extremely entertaining, Division 1 is more for the more, I guess you could say, refined viewer, the geeks of Rigs of Rods Monster Jam, if you will, as he goes for a backflip and then throwing it into reverse. Nicely done, getting some good coverage of the floor with that backflip there. Comes around again, kind of jams it into that little mountaintop in between the car stack. Throws it into reverse, makes the most of the situation. Some good improvisation from Tyler May as he lines it up perfectly for the backside of the big ramp. Throw that into a wheelie and gets a nice little recovery. Kind of started tumbling towards the left there. And again with the reverse moves, he is just trying to make it work for himself. Throwing it back and forth. Has been kind of spending the last few seconds of the run here on this side of the track. He's going to want to throw something out big here to start off the competition for Division 1. Getting a good little cross thread in and then hopping over the fountain. And that is time as he starts his roll. Can he save it? No, he can't, but he did fill time. So he's going to be getting full credit for that freestyle. And as scores come in, we're looking at an score of 8. An 8 and an 8. Total score of 24 with the 10 seconds is 34 for Tyler May in Avenger. Here we are, folks. We have Brian Parker getting ready to answer to Tyler May. Brian Parker is a daredevil. He has his own briefcase full of just maneuvers. And nice job. He's able to kind of balance that big move with that huge air. And again, some huge air. Just getting some insane clearance in these opening moments of the run with this air as he feeds himself right into a backflip. Oh, he tucked it early. Oh, no. Some bad luck for Brian Parker starting out the run. A minute and 35 seconds left. He's not even able to cross the 30-second threshold as the scores come in. We're looking at a 3, a 3.5, and a 3.5, giving him a total score of 10 to start off the night. And here he is again, talking to his crewmates back in the pits, making sure this truck is ready for an all-or-nothing freestyle. He's already starting very low with a total so far of 12.5. Brian Parker wants to make this count, and he's going to go big. He is going to go big. He is just outside of the arena. He's just going to floor it. He's just going to send it. Brian Parker wants that perfect 40 as he cruises across. Good Lord, he is just tucking it in. No! No! A definite win for Tyler May up against Brian Parker. Oh my. Brian Parker going out in style, though, the way only he knows. With a minute and 50 seconds left, the scores are coming in. A 2, 2, and a 2. A total score of 6 on top of his 12.5 and 18.5, adding with the missing time. And it's going to be probably just a humble 7 points, an extra. And at this point, you already know who won this matchup. It's Tyler May taking the win over Brian Parker in Gravedigger. Tyler May in Avenger just starting big. He could just do whatever he really feels like doing here. He can go as insane as he wants. He already has a win. He's just going to do this for you fans, give you guys a show to show exactly what he's capable of, what he had in store. This would have been what Brian Parker had to stack up against. You know, if you think about it like a game show, this is what was tucked in behind door number 2, and that was a nice little tuck and roll recovery off that mountaintop. Turning it around, he's lining up for a hit off the back end of the fountain ramp. Coming back again towards the big ramp's backside. Back and forth, back and forth. Can he save it? Can he save it? Can he save it? He rolls over, and he stays in motion. He doesn't even have to throw it in reverse. I'll just accelerate, he says. Going for some more air off of the racing ramp, cross-threading it onto the left side of the track. Whipping it around, he starts going for the dirt ramp. Coming that up again into the backside of the big ramp. Coming down that end. And Tyler May feeling pretty good about himself. His odds are already shining on him. He just wants to make sure he can maximize his total score, if anything. Throwing that into a nice little backflip there, too. As he starts chasing for that last minute. Making it count. Going for some more big air. 30 seconds left. Tyler May has already gotten a lot done in this second freestyle. And he's just drifting it around. Going full Jim Kohler even. Just whipping it back and forth, left and right. He has no sense of direction anymore. He's just flooring it and seeing where the truck ends up. Some more huge air, rolling it into a sky wheelie, coming down the backside, throwing it skewed as he fills time with a nice slap wheelie, riding that into the fountain, bouncing the tailgate, and staying back on all 4 wheels. And he's just going nuts out here. The time has already been filled, and the scores are coming in. He moonwalks it, and we're looking at a score of an 8.5, a 9, and an 8.5 as he barrel rolls back over onto all 4 wheels. Tyler May maximizing his score here tonight with a 25.5 base score, an extra 10 points is going to be a 35.5, or I'm sorry, a 36. I got my math wrong. I had the 0.5s in the wrong place. A 70 total, which is the new highest total score ever achieved in competition. Tyler May advances. Alrighty, here we are. It's the next end of the bracket for Division One championship. We have Trevor Michaelesco subbing for Brandon Adam as we see TJ go for a nice two-wheel maneuver coming off the downside of the backflip ramp into a nice little barrel roll. Really cool opening move from TJ. An outbreak as he goes for some air on the back end of the big ramp. See, this is the kind of stuff you have to expect from him. These are two polar opposites in terms of the big dogs that they are. Just getting a beautiful down ramp again. Drifting it around, going for some more momentum here than anything. This truck just soaks up all the abuse TJ puts it through. And here he goes. He's going for some more nice air coming through the backside. Going over the fountain. Again, just kind of back and forth, but the truck refuses to kind of keel itself over. Oh, a little bit of trouble here, though. And we're back in control. 1 minute on the clock. TJ is just sending it here. Just throwing the truck in any which way he can. Having a little bit of trouble here, but has the right reflexes as he puts it into a sidewall donut. And he just brings it back onto all four wheels. An incredible job from TJ right now. An outbreak. An explosive opening freestyle. He's going to make a name for himself here. Beyond all the other names he has. I'm having some serious shock factor with just all the stuff he's getting away with after he got that backflip in, and he just keeps going. This man has not stopped once for anything since the earliest moment of the freestyle as he puts it into a corkscrew, bouncing it onto a tire though, and he ends on his lid. Risky closing maneuver there with 11 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if it paid off though with that insane momentum. We're seeing a score of an 8, an 8.5, and an 8.5. A score of 34.5 to close out for TJ in Outbreak.
Here we have Trevor Michaelesco and Carolina Crusher going for his first freestyle in the Freestyle Battle Series fight for the championship as he's looking for his first maneuver. He goes circling the track looking for his first hit as he's going to hit the side of the triple as he's going to land on the pad as he's coming around on two wheels. Tried to get in the moonwalk and he's going to hit the pad for a nice little jump. And he's going to that almost got him as he lands nicely. As he's cross-threading across it. Stuffs it. Saves it in reverse. My God. As he hits the pad once again. Here we go for his next hit. Moving across the fountain with sideways as he's getting some nice sky wheelie right there. Here he comes circling around for his next hit as he's getting the massive middle up with some massive air. And he's going to bounce up onto the pond ramp. As he gets into a moonwalk. Nice maneuver as he moonwalks up the pad and down it. As he gets a wheelie. As well. He is really putting up a good performance. As he gets a backflip, picture perfect. As he's going for, as he has a pop tire. Not going to be a good thing for him. As it might ruin the momentum as he's just going crazy now. The pop tire doesn't seem to really be affecting him that much. As he's going across everything sideways. As he's going to throw it over, saves it. RII has been called. Will the officials let him go? One more hard hit and he's done. time starts. Next hit as he just tries to slam flip it or just do something. That flat tire as he just backflip just gets him as he on the roof with the RII. Now let's wait for the scores. As there's 8 seconds left on the clock, the scores are an 8.5, a 9, and a 9. That would be, it's going to be 36 overall. That is the lead as of this moment.
Here we are. We are back with Trevor Michaelesco after that freestyle that gave him the lead with a 36 to his name right now. 2 points pretty much ahead of his opponent, TJ, as he lines up to start his freestyle. He's going to try to clear the car stacks here. You can probably get it, honestly, with this kind of preparation. And he clears it nicely, comboing that up over the pod. Whips it around the jammer, going for some air off the launch ramp, landing it nicely, but not perfectly, but not like it matters, on the downside of the big ramp. Going again for the launch ramp, going for some more big air as he leads that into a drift around over to the pod's jammer, riding that into a nice little, like, I would say maybe popped wheelie? Not really like a proper slap wheelie, but it was able to get some nice air cruising over the other end of that tabletop as he throws that into a dangerous wheelie, back and forth, Katie staying in control over the fountain, going towards the backflip ramp again. Had a perfect chance there, I think, to turn it into a moonwalk, but whatever, you know, he knows what he's doing. He's got a minute left now, and he's just going nuts out here, throwing it into a cartwheel, starting in midair, leading that perfectly into a moonwalk, riding that up the ramp, back down. Now he's lined up to the sides of the racing ramp. He's going to come for it again. He's going to throw it into a backflip. The first backflip we've seen off of that side of the obstacle. Nicely landed into a little wheelie, throwing that into reverse again, landing on top of the tabletop. He's drifting around, looking for the next hit. It's been 30 seconds left, and he's about to go big here. He's going to go for his slam flip, and he lands it nicely. This has been a perfect freestyle for Trevor Michaelesco as he's been able to catch everything he's been hunting for, fishing for a win here tonight as he throws that into a weird bounce on the front wheels. He's probably going to fill time here as well. Drifting around, he's going to lead it into 2 wheels, going over the jammer, and that is going to be time for Trevor Michaelesco. Definitely making a statement here. Let's see what the judges have to say to that freestyle, though. As the scores come in, we're looking at a score of an 8.5, an 8.5, and an 8.5. A consensus all across the board. Seems to have gotten higher scores than the previous end as we wait for the total scores to come in. A 35.5, a somehow lower score than what he achieved previously, but a 71.5 overall. So I believe that's going to be a close one still. Here we go. We have TJ back in the game. He is going to try to get one of the best freestyles possible to be able to take it away from Trevor Michaelesco, who holds the lead naturally by 71.5 points total score. He's going to have to get a wonderful score here to really impress the judges, and he's going to go big just like Brian Parker did. And he's going to go for some huge air as he bounces through. He lands on the wheels. He rolls it RII coming down the tabletop. Oh my. He's able to recover, it seems. It's going to seem like we have some deliberation. It's going to be a consensus. And it looks like the officials say he's good to go. A lucky break with that landing. As one more hard hit will call it quits for him here tonight. He's going to have to make this count for sure now. Going for some nice air to start the run again. Downsiding the big ramp. Drifting around. Going to chase after that. Barrel roll landing nicely. Nicely done. On the top of the fountain tabletop. Drifting around again. He's coming for some more action here. Back and forth, in and out, in and out. Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, my! Trevor Michaelesco has done it, taking it away from TJ. Here, as the scores come in, we're looking at a score of 5, 4, and a 4. The total here is going to be a 13 and 3 points from time. It's going to be 16 points on top of his score. 50.5 is not enough. So Trevor Michaelesco goes up against the one and only Tyler May. Here we go. This is the finals. Trevor Michaelesco versus Tyler May. Tyler May starts the night here in Avenger, getting some nice air off of that launch ramp. He's riding that into a nice little slap wheelie, turning it around. Some huge air, though. Huge air, big air moments from Tyler May already as he jumps over the fountain, kind of crawls over it, going for some more air onto the middle of the track, throwing that into a nice little wheelie there too. And I forgot to mention earlier, oh, look at that air, just some big air again. Trevor Michaelesco topped Tyler May's record with 71.5 over Tyler May's 70. So, you know, they can either one-up each other again here after that backflip went pretty nicely, or we might just see them go for a humble ending like we saw in Division 1. But already Tyler May is raising the bar with a minute left. Pretty good run so far, nice and traditional. You see a lot of classic experience coming out from Tyler May here. Not as experimental as the younger Trevor Michaelesco, who's in the runnings for the victory right now, as he comes for the backside of the big ramp, and getting a crushing landing over the back end of it. Going for some more air, just soaring back and forth and back and forth. That flag flying proudly. 30 seconds left for Tyler May. He's going to make it count. He has to at this point. This is a pride of his generation of Briggs of Rod's drivers, and he is going for it again, crawling in between the ramps there. He's just going to make it count here with his next hit. Just soaring diagonally across that, whipping the tail end around. He's trying to donut into the fountain. You don't really see this every day. Not everybody's been able to make this happen. Actually, I think he's the only one to really try, and that's time. Trying to make a statement as he throws it into a backflip. I don't know if that'll count, as it's a double backflip, using the momentum from that first rotation as the time ends, and the scores will come in. We're looking at an 8.5, an 8.5, and a 9 to put him in the runnings for a beginning score of 26, filling the clock. That is 36, and we'll see what Trevor Michaelesco has to say to that. Trevor Michaelesco, the surprise finalist here, going up against Tyler May as he goes for the same opening move as he did, and he times it nicely into a little bit of a stoppie as he comes around and he goes for the car stack, soaring through it, getting a nice downside. The tail end bouncing against the ramp, though, coming for a backflip right out of the gate. Trevor Michaelesco is finals material, and he has to get it against Tyler May. Both of these folks would be pretty nice to have as winners, and everybody has their favorites, but you cannot deny that both of them have skills in different fields. As we see Trevor going for some more air, trying to match what Tyler May has been able to put out in terms of big air moments. Although Trevor Michaelesco is more of a technical freestyler, he does have the capabilities to really just put out a nice classic run as well. Going for it again, he doesn't quite get that move, and I think what he was trying to do is get a mid-air rotation, kind of like a flat spin, if that's the term. With a minute left, Trevor Michaelesco has to make this count. Going for some more air isn't quite huge. I can't really compare this to Tyler May's, but he's still getting it nonetheless, as he has a little bit of trouble here, and he keeps it on all four wheels by a little bit of luck and a little bit of throttle control, and getting some more nice air, downsiding that sky wheelie beautifully. 30 seconds left, crashing it into the wall, and he's over. He is over, folks. An RII is called. As the scores come in, we have 26 seconds left. The scores, we are looking at a score of an 8.5, an 8, and an 8, making this a very close competition indeed. So the total score for Trevor Michaelesco is going to be a 32.5. Let's see what he can make out of that. Round 2 for Trevor Michaelesco. He rolled, but he can still make it work if he can get in a solid freestyle. Hell, if he can somehow convince the judges to give him a perfect 40 even. He's got to make this count in hopes that Tyler May doesn't get a clean run. And honestly, that's really hoping, because Tyler May has been able to make every single run count. He's been able to fill time, which is what's given him such high scores. And Trevor Michaelesco is already considerably behind his quota in terms of how high of a score he can get, as he lines up for a nice hit off the backside of the fountain ramp, going for the big ramp as well. Another hit on the backside of it, whipping it around, drifting as he comes over the launch ramp, launching himself right onto the side. Nice little pocket maneuver around the fountain as he puts that into a icicle, trying to turn it into a moonwalk. Getting risky, getting risky. What is this? What is this? No, RII! As he was in neutral, I believe, when that rolled back. And he is given the one more hard hit warning. High stakes. This is becoming a very intense night. The next hit starts the run. And here he goes. He's just going to go big. He goes for the flat spin, bouncing onto the wheels, completely avoiding any extreme damage to the chassis there. Though I do see a little bit of wheel tremoring. It seems that he damaged one of the wheels with that, but I think he's able to recover, somehow getting air back into that tire. Another half, like 180 flat spin, throwing that into a quick little wheelie. He's got a minute left. Trevor Michaelesco, like I said, he wants to make this count. He throws it into a backflip, throwing that into a moonwalk, kind of holding it there, using that in reverse to whip his truck around, crawling over the pod. He uses the front end of that, and no! That is it! An RII has been called. Rolling it, leaving the game, 40 seconds left. The pressure is on. The scores are coming in. We have a 7, a 7, and a 7. Could that be a lucky number for him, depending on what happens with his opponent, Tyler May? He won't be here to find out. A total of 28, including time, on top of his score of 34, a 60.5 overall. Tyler May has to get something better than a 24 or a 24.5 if he wants to avoid a tiebreaker. A tie would be an insane finish for the night. A 24 would be an insane upset for the night. He has to do better than 24, and already he's giving us a pretty solid freestyle. Tyler May needs to keep cool. He needs to fill time. He needs to stay active throughout this entire freestyle. He cannot slip up if he wants this. Tyler May going for some nice air off of the launch ramp. Or, I'm sorry, not the launch ramp. That's a jammer. Nice air off the jammer, especially considering the kind of momentum it takes away from your run. Going for some more nice air, nosediving it into a wheelie, riding that across and over the fountain, whipping it back around. He's going to have that dirt mound to worry about. Another skewed landing, but he's able to keep it back on all fours, crab walking it just a little bit to keep it under fine-tuned control. Now throwing it into a donut, already into a nice bit of territory to be able to take home the win. 1 minute left, and I think he's already starting to slowly cross the thresholds. You can think of this almost like a race, and Tyler May is just slowly making progress to catch up to where Trevor Michaelesco is in terms of points. Tyler May is seeing that vision realized more and more. This is a moment that he doesn't get to live very often. Tyler May has the skill. He has the competence. He doesn't get to show it very much. But here he goes, 30 seconds left. I think that's going to be it to at least secure him the victory over Trevor Michaelescu with what we've seen. He's rolling it forward. He's coming around. He's going to give it to the launch ramp. And you just know that he's just being conservative as possible with this freestyle as he goes for the double backflip, and he gets it. That is definitely going to put him into the win. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are looking at our first Division I champion, Tyler May, a clean finalist from the beginning to the end, and that is time on his lid for the first time I've ever seen him like that. We're looking at an 8.5, an 8.5, and an 8.5, already giving him a total score of 25.5. With the filled clock, it's a 35.5, giving him a total score of 71.5. Overall, matching Trevor Michaelescu is putting himself in that lead and giving you, ladies and gentlemen, your first Division I Freestyle Battle Series champion. Tyler May in Avenger has done it. He's taken this to the very summit of his abilities, and he has earned it well. If you look back throughout his entire journey here, not once has he missed a shot to really stand out. He is a true champion in his division, and I'm so happy for him. And, you know, that just comes to show that Division I and Division II has an entirely different air to them. Division II is the experimental attitude. It's the willingness to go out there and prove that you are different. While Division I is the coup de grace. It shows that you have the capability to just dominate. No matter what your style was, you have your style and you can make it work. This man put out nothing but classic freestyles up against the experimental style of Trevor Michaelescu, and he is representing his generation of, I believe, second generation Rigs of Rods Sim Monsters drivers. And what a better way to celebrate